If you're tuning into this video, I am going to assume that you have been dealing with insomnia for some time now, and despite trying all of the things and doing all the things correctly, you still can't sleep well. I bet you that you have a consistent, relaxing bedtime routine where you put your screens away an hour before bed. You might be taking some magnesium supplements, melatonin, you're meditating, you're dealing with your anxiety, but you still can't sleep. Well, if that sounds like you are in the right place. My goal is to expose those hidden sleep sabotagers so that you can address the root cause of your sleep issues and finally get the sleep that you need and deserve. So today, I am going to expose a major sleep sabotager. Are you ready for it? It is a sluggish liver. Yes, I know you're probably wondering, what the heck does my liver have to do with my poor sleep? Well, a lot, and I am going to explain why next. We all know that one of the main functions of our liver is to remove toxins from our bodies. And although that is definitely its main job, it has much more responsibilities than just detoxification. And if it's not able to carry out successfully all of its responsibilities, your sleep is going to suffer. For example, our liver is responsible for producing bile, and bile is what breaks down fats from our diets so that we can produce cholesterol. And cholesterol is actually synthesized in our liver. And why cholesterol is so important is because it is the key component to our steroid hormones, such as cortisol, DHEA, testosterone, progesterone, estrogen, basically all of the key hormones. And if our hormones are imbalanced, that can cause sleep issues. Another key role of our liver is to take glucose and convert it into glycogen, which it stores and releases when we need a little blood sugar boost when we're not eating, which typically happens overnight. So if this process is impeded, it can trigger the fight or flight reflex and lead to sleep disturbances. Our liver also produces various amino acids, including glycine. Now, glycine is an important neurotransmitter when it comes to sleep because it helps regulate body temperature. And as you may remember in previous videos, our body temperature has to lower by 2 degrees in order for melatonin to be synthesized. And we can't forget good old detoxification. In Chinese medicine, they say that between the hours of 1 a.m. and 3 a.m., that is when the liver is most active at detoxing our body. And if your liver is sluggish and can't remove the toxins effectively, what happens is it produces low-grade inflammation. And whenever our bodies are inflamed, our bodies then release cortisol to bring down the inflammation. So if that happens between the hours of 1 and 3, that is going to trigger a wake up. And I don't know about you, but when I was having sleep issues, I would wake up at 3 o'clock on the dot almost every single night. So that's just a little taste of all that our liver does for our bodies. It's estimated that our liver plays a role in over 500 bodily functions. Now don't worry, I'm not gonna go over all 500 today, but I just wanted to go over a few. So next, I wanna talk to you about what you need to do in order to love on your liver so that you can get back to sleep for good. The first step to loving on your liver is to reduce your toxic burden. It's estimated that today the average person is exposed to over 700,000 toxic chemicals, which, although our liver can take a licking and keep on ticking, it is not designed to withstand that toxic load. So the first place I always like to start when it comes to reducing toxins is our food. Conventional produce is sprayed with pesticides and herbicides that contain toxic chemicals. Although I know that it is impossible to buy 100% organic due to availability and costs, I would recommend buying organic as much as possible, especially when it comes to what the Environmental Working Group deems the dirty dozen. If you head to their website, you can see their most recent list of the top produce items that contain the highest levels of toxic chemicals. I would keep the list handy when you go shopping and buy organic when it comes to buying those produce items. And don't worry, if you forget your list at home or you can't find it on your phone, the simple rule of thumb that I use is if a produce item has a thin skin, which the skin will be consumed, you want to buy organic. So think items such as apples, strawberries, and grapes. Now, the nice thing is that the EPA also has a list of the Clean 15. So those are the produce items that have low toxic chemicals. So think fruits and vegetables that have a thick skin where you're typically not going to eat the skin, just the flesh inside. So items such as avocados, bananas, and onions are usually safe to buy conventional. Next up, I know I'm gonna sound like a Debbie Downer with this recommendation, but if you really wanna love your liver, you need to cut down on the booze. So alcohol contains ethanol, which is the same chemical that's in gasoline. Just let that sink in for a minute. Now, I'm not telling you need to give up alcohol 100%. I would just try to cut back. What I typically tell my clients to do is instead of having that nightly glass of wine to unwind, I would save the booze for the weekends. Have maybe one drink on a Saturday or Sunday and drink plenty of water to flush out your liver. Or do like I do, just drink on special occasions. Now, last but not least, take a close look at the beauty products and the household items that you use on a daily basis to determine if they contain toxic chemicals. If they do, swap them out for a low tox option. The products we use around the house, as well as what we put on our skin, we use in our hair, are laden with chemicals. The National Institute of Occupational Safety recently did an analysis of 3,000 common chemicals used in these products, and the findings are pretty disturbing. What they discovered is that 26% cause acute toxicity, 11% cause biological mutation in the body, 13% cause eye irritation, 5% cause tumors in animal testing, and 7% reproductive complications. I know this can be an overwhelming process because if you're anything like me, you use a lot of products. So what I would do is I would start with the products that you use most frequently, head over to the Environmental Working Group website and check out their Skin Deep Finder and type in the product and see how it rates in terms of its toxicity. And if it has a high rating, then I would swap it out for a low tox product. I used to think that I was using safe products because they were marketed that way, and I was surprised to find that when I typed it into the Environmental Working Group site, that the products that I use on a daily basis were loaded with harmful chemicals. If you're looking for some safe alternatives, I love Branch products for cleaning. And in terms of beauty, anything Beauty Counter is typically safe, as well as Merit, RMS, and Ilia. I spent a lot of time telling you what you need to get rid of in order to support your liver. So now I want to talk to you about some fun things that you can incorporate into your routines to give your liver a little bit more love. One of my favorite ways to start my day is to drink a warm cup of water with a little lemon squeezed in it. Citrus fruit is great for liver detox. Secondly, before my shower, I typically do a little dry brushing that gets the lymph moving and takes the load off your liver. And then lastly, at night, I love to wear castor oil packs. So castor oil is really detoxifying. And the Queen of Thrones, they sell a kit where you can put castor oil on a wrap and put it around your liver so that it stays in place and doesn't get all over your sheets and pajamas. I hope this video has inspired you to take better care of your liver. A healthy liver is the foundation of good functional health. And if your body is functioning as it should, you're just going to naturally sleep well. If you have a suspicion that poor liver function is one of the root causes of your sleep issues, then I would recommend taking a closer look at some key liver markers. The functional tests that I run for my clients include the Dutch test, the GI map, as well as a metabolic wellness blood panel. If you would like to learn more about working with me on your functional health so that you can get the sleep that you need and deserve in order to feel and be your best, you can schedule a free 30-minute discovery call on my website, Kelly Murray Adult Sleep. Thanks so much for watching and sleep well.